Hey everyone, thanks for checking out my videos. This is number 6 in the series, Jazz Guitar with the Belltower. I'm of course the Belltower. We're going to be talking about something specific within the minor blues, about moving from the 1 chord to the 4 chord. I'll show you simple chord substitution and a couple fancy riffs to play to dazzle your friends and family. And I hope you enjoy it. So let's get started. Okay, here we are, minor blues lesson. Here's a quick tip on soloing on minor blues. In this case, we're going to talk about playing in C minor, and you could apply this to tunes like Mr. PC or Blue Bossa or several other tunes, Stolen Moments. Anyway. In minor blues, there seems to be a lot of tonic sound, and so anytime we can kind of move away from the tonic sound and move back to it, that creates some interest and some excitement to the listener. One way of doing that is to insert an altered dominant chord in the 4th measure of the blues for the 1 chord so that there's a stronger resolution to 4. Let me play an example of that. So here's, let's say, the chords to Mr. PC. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? That was like the first 5 measures. Well, in the 4th measure, it sounds great to play an altered chord. It's as though you're playing the 5 of 4. Now, of course, if that doesn't make any sense, that doesn't really matter. Essentially, what I'm doing is I'm changing the first chord of that blues from C minor 7 to C7, in this case, flat 13. And I have the 6th string at the 8th fret. I have the 4th string at the 8th fret. 3rd string at the 9th fret, 2nd string at the 9th fret, and if you wanted to go all the way up to the 1st string, you could play that at the 9th fret as well. And then resolve to F minor, in this case F minor 9. Let's hear how that sounds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 2nd measure, 3rd measure, sounds pretty good. You could even do that during the head if you wanted to. It's pretty common, and if you listen to a bunch of recordings of the great masters, you'll hear them doing that as well. Okay, so, and that really sounds great when you're comping for another soloist. For our purposes, we're talking about improvising and soloing in these lessons. A great way to attack this chord is to look at the top of this chord. Again, let's remove the root here. This is a process that I go through quite a bit in these lessons, where if I remove the root of this chord and I'm really just looking at the top part of this chord, it really looks a lot like F sharp 9, right? I mean, it's pretty darn close. There's no F sharp in the chord, but I do have B flat, E natural, well, that would be G sharp, and C sharp. I guess we can call that A sharp if we want to be consistent with the chord that we just named, F sharp 9. We'd have A sharp, E, G sharp, and C sharp. Right. Now, if you've purchased any of the previous lessons, or again, you probably picked this up from a million different sources, but it's not uncommon for jazz musicians to play over dominant chords by using the Dorian mode built off the 5th of that chord. So the 5th of this chord is C sharp. Okay? So let me say that again. A great way to solo over dominant chords would be to play the Dorian mode built off the fifth of that dominant chord. In this case, our dominant chord is F sharp, and we're going up to the fifth note in an F sharp scale. We find C sharp. So we can play C sharp Dorian in the fourth measure of the minor blues to create some tension, and then we'll resolve back down a half step to C minor. Or if you'd like to play right on this chord, you could play F minor. All right. So let me see if I can put this in context for you and play some ideas. So it would be like this: a 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, and you heard, right, and that phrase I played the A sharp, C sharp, E, G, A sharp again, C sharp, and then resolve down to C natural, which is the fifth of F minor. Right? Let's just play that riff again. So first measure, second measure, third, fourth. Okay, now you could use any number of phrases. I did record some soloing of mine over a minor blues, and each time I tried to hit that sound going to F. And there are a few things that I like to do. I like to play phrases where I begin on a note that's tonic to the sound that's going on. In this case, pick a note from C Dorian, and then construct a line that heads out. So I might go. That time I surrounded the E note, and at that point I've really kind of committed to this sound. Okay, show you that phrase. I surrounded an E natural. F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, E natural. That was D sharp, C sharp, C. I can't remember exactly what I played. Something like that. So. And again, that's just an F sharp. Right. If you listen to Pat Martino or Wes Montgomery, you'll hear this sound a lot. One thing that they like to do is when they're playing that outside sound, that is the C sharp Dorian thing, they would play C natural in there. And that note, again, always sounds great. It would be the sharp 11 of F sharp. It's the natural 7 on a C minor sound. A lot of people would call that melodic minor. I just call it a nice sounding note. But again, just to recap, so our lesson here is you look at a minor blues tune and you apply an altered dominant in the fourth measure, and that helps our ear move towards the 4 chord in measure 5 of the blues. It also allows us to play more adventurous melody, and it really grabs the interest of the listener. All right. If you have any questions about these lessons or any of the other lessons, you could certainly go to www.belltowertrio.com and send me an email. I always like hearing from you, even if it's some positive, constructive criticism about the lessons and a way we can make them better, or just some ideas about upcoming lessons. I'd love to hear it. So thanks a bunch for checking out the lesson, and good luck.